Hello, fellow Democrats, undecided independents, and fed up Republicans. My name is Mark Jerkins, and I have something to say. I was born and raised in the Air Force. Started out in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Lived there for a short while, I think it was about a year, and never been back there since. I graduated high school in Japan, and 8 schools in between there had seen most of the United States and half the world. When I got out of high school, immediately I needed surgery on my hand. This was prior to having this removed, but there was some cosmetic stuff needed to be done at the time. So I went to the Philippines and saw a little bit of that for a year. Then I went back to the States, Colorado Springs, where I joined the Army. I did my basic training in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, Fort Lost in the Woods. Proud to stand in formation with Alpha 2-3, number 1. We did a good job, first in our battalion, and I stood in those ranks. Thank you. Anyway, to make a long story short, I did my tour in service, and when my 3-year commitment was done, the 3-year tour, I had a 6-year commitment. When my 3-year tour was done, I decided that truck driving was not for me. I decided this was what I wanted to do, and the best way to do that is go on my own. So I did that. I worked hard all of my life, even before getting out of high school. Had the little job at the theater and at the local restaurant, washing dishes and flipping burgers. And then I served my country with honors. Then I went out and started making on my own. It took me 20 some odd years to learn how to do this right here. And I was able finally, not only paying taxes that whole time, but was finally able to start putting together enough tools and enough of a base to start my own business. But at the same time, I was having to work for another man because it was hard even then to make ends meet. Well, in the process of working for this other man, I did a job he asked me to do, which he should have used a forklift to do, and ended up breaking my back. Well, despite having 5 witnesses in my favor, because of the way the state is set up, it's geared towards the big guy, the top guy, the insurance, the business, your boss. You, despite your worth to them, are worthless. And I found that out when my employer at the time told me that, he was disagreeing with the fact that I had gotten hurt on his job site, even though there was 5 witnesses to the fact, and he wasn't there to see it anyway. But because he disagreed, that ended up in a 6-year battle for workers' compensation, the first year of which I had 0 income. Now imagine that. I had worked up to that point 20 some odd years and accumulated almost all that I needed to go on my own. And then comes a year with 0 income. Let's just say that didn't last long. Okay, it all went out. At the end of the 6-year battle for workers' compensation, because of the way the laws are set up, I was forced to settle with Social Security disability for the rest of my life and $15,000 plus medical bills up to that point. Well, I'll tell you what, my friends, it's really hard to live on $700 a month. Okay, now granted, I am disabled, but does that mean I should be punished for this? After the service I put in, you know that I'm not even allowed to have anything worth anything. If I own a car, I better not own anything besides that, because they take away benefits that I need. And then if I try to go out and get myself a job and try to do something, anything that I can do to bring some kind of income in, it's tallied up, and over time, I lose my benefits anyway. You know what? It's so ridiculous, the way our system is set up right now, that I'm ready to scream. I'm so fired up for change that if I was to get close to the space shuttle right now, that sucker would launch. Okay? There wouldn't even be a countdown. That'd be it. Gone. We need change. I need change. And the change that we need is the change that Barack Obama is talking about. You see, I know that because I look in his eyes and I see in his heart, because it comes from me. He's talking straight from me. If it was me standing up on that podium, I wouldn't recognize the difference. I love this guy. And Joe Biden, my man. He's right there with Barack in the experience to get things done. He can maneuver through Washington. He can get things done the way a vice is supposed to. Barack knows what to change. He knows how to change it. Joe knows the system and the way to make it happen. This is the perfect ticket for you and me, my friend. This is the perfect ticket. If you're sick and tired of the fact that your house is worth less today than it was 4 years ago, 6 years ago, if you're sick of the fact that you just had to go through bankruptcy because interest rates have skyrocketed, if you're sick of the fact that you owe more on your home probably than it's worth, and your jobs are disappearing, and your pay is going down, and your health care is what health care? My friends, pick up a ballot this November. Put your name, if you wish. I am. Vote for Barack Obama. Vote for Obama Biden. That's your ticket. That's your ticket. It's my ticket. It's our ticket. Thank you.